probably the most important part for keeping motion is the home exercise program. And since you've already shown them the effectiveness, that's really going to go into whether they do the program or not. We've broken the home exercise program into 3 stages based on how much motion they have as measured with traditional goniometric measurements. So the first stage, if they have 0 to 8 degrees of dorsiflexion. The second stage is if they have 9 to 14 degrees. And the third stage is if they have 15 or more degrees. So the first exercise that we're going to talk about is a calf raise off of a step. And this will be the staple for all 3 stages. We'll start with this in stage 1 and we'll continue with this through stage 3. The reason I like this so much, even I replaced a lot of wedge stretching because I like to lengthen and strengthen at the same time. We think about the role of the calf muscles, and they're really a postural muscle that is always on. And I found that if you have a tight muscle, just by stretching it and not giving it stability in that position, you're not going to get the same carryover. So I really switched a few years back from a lot of wedge stretching where we're looking to stretch gastroc and soleus, and I had people start doing the calf raise off a step. And I found a lot better carryover of motion because we're getting that lengthen and strengthen position that's going to get them really good results and help them carry over the motion between. So also in stage 1, we're going to do some mobility work with this calf raise. We've included the foam roll here because I found that that's often easy and very accessible for a lot of people, or if they need to purchase one, you can get them for very cheap. But there are also great mobility exercises with lacrosse ball and other devices that you can use that you can substitute in here. In stage 2, we want to add a self-talocrural joint mobilization. The reason that we don't add this earlier on is that I found too many compensations if they don't have at least that 9 to 14 degrees of motion that we characterize for stage 2. So once they have a little bit more motion, we could start doing a little bit more of this self-mobilization, and it's a great way to integrate into their warm-up, and it can be a nice one that's low equipment. You see, we just use a band here for this, so it doesn't take a whole lot of equipment. And you can also, if they have access, there's other ways to do this. If they have access to a suspension system where they can put the larger super bands against the wall. So there's multiple ways to do this self-talocrural joint mobilization, but the way that we have here is an effective way that they don't need extra equipment, and they can pretty much do this anywhere, so that if they throw this band in their car and they're going for a run somewhere else, they'll be able to do this mobilization as a warm-up exercise there. Now, once they get to the third stage where they have 15 degrees or more of motion, we really want to integrate weight bearing back in. And there's an exercise that we call, and this is one that we go over a lot in our Certified Renegade Analyst courses, is the bottoms up squat. And by doing this, we get them to hold on to something and lower themselves into good squat position so that they don't have to try and muscle through it. And once we get them in that position, they can start to do some mobilizations for the ankle. They can start to integrate that in, and they can find their stability in this position. If they've had a significant dorsiflexion limitation, and you all of a sudden give them more motion, they need to learn how to control that. So bottoms up squat is a great way where they can get down into that position comfortably, slowly reducing the amount of assistance that they have by either holding onto a table or whatever structure that won't let them fall over on their bottom there. But once they do this, you can integrate mobilizations for the ankle in all planes of motion. So they can rock back and forward a little bit. They can go and internally and externally rotate the knee in order to get some additional mobilization for the ankle. And we found this is a very effective program. You'll notice there's 2 exercises per stages. We're not adding more. If they really are motivated, they can continue with some of the early stage activities, but we really want them to focus on 2 exercises at the time that will really help them to integrate that motion back and retain the gains that you've made for them in the treatment.